Hey guys, welcome to our outside virtual race briefing for Runtheberg 2022. We are lucky enough to be sitting here at the Montuzi Dam with the beautiful mountains behind us. It's a glorious day, and the first thing that we are happy to tell you is it's going to be glorious weather this whole weekend. There is no rain predicted whatsoever. There's very little wind predicted. It's blue skies and sun, but that does also mean it's going to be hot. So make sure you pack your sunscreen and make sure you've got your hydration sorted. And we are going to be quite sticky about the compulsory equipment and people carrying enough capacity to get them through a couple of days of mountain running in hot weather. Okay, we'll refer to notes so we don't miss anything. First thing, you'll know that most of the information that you need is up on the website. What's not on the website has been sent out in the 3 pre-race briefing emails that we have sent out already. Make sure that you refer to those. Make sure that you check the race info on the website. See what compulsory kit you actually need. We will be calling the weather good. If you remember, the compulsory equipment list is split into to cater for different conditions, variable or good. It's going to be good, so you aren't going to need rain jackets and buffs and beanies and stuff like that. We will always recommend to the extreme runners who are getting up high on Saturday and a bit on Sunday as well, that they do carry something warm. You never know what happens. Weather does change. We're really not expecting any cold fronts over the weekend, but especially if something happens where, for example, you turn an ankle and can't keep moving at the pace that you're used to moving, at the top of the mountain over 2,000 meters, it can still get pretty cold. So we recommend to extreme runners to still carry something warm. Okay, all the information is on the website about the compulsory kit, start times, water stations, etc., cutoff time, shuttle info. Refer to everything there. If you have any questions, give us a shout. We'll give numbers and email addresses at the end of the briefing. The starts, we will batch the starts according to numbers. So there's not much that you need to know about that, other than if you are wanting to race your race, and you want to be in the first batch, make sure you're on time for the shuttle on Saturday and for the start on both days. A big part of the start procedure, which is very important, very, very critically important, don't forget your tear-off slips. We produce the race numbers like this, and there we are wasting a number. And that goes into a box at the batch at the start. Please, please, please don't forget that. This is our most important and final control to allow us to know who is out there. This is what allows us to go and look for somebody when at the end of the day there's a person missing. We'll know if they started when their number is in the box. If your number's not in the box and you don't finish, we're not going to come look for you, because as far as our records show, you didn't start. So please don't forget that. Okay, we, as usual, will have a zero tolerance policy to the compulsory equipment requirements. As we said, it's going to be mostly about water and hydration this year, but don't take chances. We will do spot checks at the start, along the route, at the finish, to make sure that people have water, have the capacity to carry the water that they are required to in terms of the rules. And yeah, please take it seriously. I think more things can go wrong in heat than in cold very often. Okay, checkpoint procedures. You've got the details of where the checkpoints all are in terms of the previous communications that we've sent you. Very importantly, the procedure when you come through a checkpoint, there is a checkpoint marshal who will have a list where he's ticking off the numbers. It's your responsibility to make sure that you have your number checked off. If you're not sure, you're running past in a group and you don't hear the marshal call your number, then just stop and say, like, Marshal, number 299, I'm running through. Marshall will acknowledge you. And again, very important control for us to know who is where, if there is anything that we need to do. We have in the past had to extract people. We've found people who've gone off the trail and gone missing, and to be able to work out where they are between checkpoints is absolutely critical. So make sure that you do that, and remember, it is your responsibility. Okay, a little bit on the marking. Chris can talk to that.
Cool. Spoo and his merry men have been out for the last couple days, marking heavily with our traditional orange markers and making sure that these white seed markers with the black arrows pointing that way go that way, and it's heavily marked. And however, if you find yourself not seeing any of these markers, say in 500 meters, you definitely are off the path and you need to go back to the last marker that you did see and reorient yourself.
We do always say and apply the principle when we're marking that we mark for adults. We mark very extensively at Runtheberg. People who have done it before will know. It's a little bit like one of those very early video games. I think it was called Night Ride or Night Drive or something, where you drive and you've got the cat's eyes flying past you. So it really is difficult to get lost. You've got to try hard to get lost. That being said, there's always the possibility of getting lost. A eland could have eaten one of the ribbons, or a baboon could have taken one home to play with his kids, or we could have messed something up. It can happen. So if you think you're lost, we always say you probably are. You'll get a sense of the rhythm of the marking. The marking is extensive, but if you've gone for a little while and you haven't seen a marker and you're starting to get uncomfortable, you really should never be in that situation. And then actually stop, don't blunder forward, move backtrack to where you last saw a marker and pick it up again. So keep that in mind. If you think you're lost, you probably are, and just find a marker and double check. It saves. Personally, as a runner, I know it's not about whether you get lost or not. It's how you react when you do think you are lost, and you can save an hour by kind of going back for 2 minutes. Okay, the trail etiquette for the weekend. We are all trail runners. We know what that means. We look after each other. We look after ourselves. We make sure we leave the trail in the same condition, if not better than we find it. And yeah, we are here to enjoy the privilege of running in this beautiful environment. Concentrate. Always say that accidents happen when you least expect it, when you get too comfortable and stop concentrating. And yeah, a little twist can be disastrous in the wrong circumstances. So concentrate, appreciate, and just enjoy your time out there with each other. We do have a great team of sweepers this year. We'll have sweepers in all of the races. In the challenge and the extreme, we'll be applying a principle of a traditional back sweeper who takes up the back of the field, as well as a midfield sweeper who will kind of roam between the front and the back as the race goes along, which gives us a lot of flexibility to deal with anything that may happen. But you will know the sweepers. They will be identified and identifiable if you need any assistance. Importantly, on that topic, the withdrawal procedure. If for any reason you do withdraw, you feel you don't want to or can't continue with the race, and you pull off at a checkpoint or at one of the places where you can access and exit from the route, please make sure that you do let us know. There are emergency numbers on the race numbers. That is Loretta and Warren, myself, and there's pretty fair signal on 98% of the course here. So just let us know that you have pulled out so we can record that. So at the end of the day, when the number's not accounted for, we don't come looking for you. On this topic, somebody once mentioned this to me as an aside, and I've never forgotten it. The toilet procedure. Don't leave the trail. If you feel the need to visit nature, what's the phrase? Nature calls. don't leave the trail, or if you do leave the trail, leave your bag, your hydration pack, on the side of the trail where you left it. It's a funny thing, we laugh about it, but you can't believe how many bad things have happened on the occasion where a person has left a trail, maybe they're not feeling well, has left a trail to kind of lie under a tree, and the next day we kind of looking for somebody who hasn't been seen for 24 hours. If you don't leave the trail, if you can not leave the trail, and if you do, please leave a sign of where you did leave the trail. That does help. Okay. If you have any questions, you do have our contact information. You can email us at the race email address, which is info@runtheberg.co.za. Alternatively, you can WhatsApp me. We're in the mountains, so calls are kind of sketchy, but WhatsApp video notes are very easy to respond to. My number is, I've given it out, but I'll give it to you here again, 083-449-4113. Feel free to give me a shout with any questions or anything that you feel you need to know. And yeah, besides that, you can look forward to some fantastic shirts this year again. Wear your shirts out on the trails. They do make for spectacular photographs. We do have some wonderful photographers who coming to ply their magic. And yeah, drive safely on Friday or Saturday morning whenever you are driving to arrive here at the beautiful mountains. Let's give you a taste of the scenery. That's where you're going on Sunday. And yeah, that is it, guys. Let me get rid of that, and we will see you on Friday at Runtheberg. Peace out.